guys, welcome to week 3. So several things again. This week I need a tax exemption certificate for the state of California. So basically, because I did the purchase from a company that is located in California, and I'm not going to be the user of those goods, I need to be, well, in order to be exempted of the VAT, I need a tax exemption certificate for that specific state. So I already ordered that, just as I already had that exemption for the purchase of the boxes from Minnesota. That was already covered by a certificate that they themselves provide. So that's needed in order to avoid the VAX. That doesn't work at all like this in Europe, where there are no exemptions at all. Like you always paid for 21% of VAT. Well, depending on the country, but normally around 21%. You pay for the VAT to any provider, and then you receive also the same, the same percentage. So every month or every quarter, there is like a balance with the tax department of what you received and what you paid. So basically, there's a small fraction that the tax department keeps for them, with a constant work of balancing every month and every quarter. So Europe and the US work very differently in that matter to reach the same stage, because in the end it's like the end user will be the one paying for like around 21% of the whole of the value of the product that will be collected by the seller and will be sent to the tax department. So anyway, tax exemption certificate. Once you have it, then you can make any purchase, and as long as you are not the user of the goods, you don't have to pay the taxes. That's one thing. Second thing, the batch for Germany apparently arrived, but Amazon did not acknowledge that they received it. I know it because the transport company have a proof of delivery signed by them. But on the Amazon platform, they just don't have it updated. So one thing that Amazon does not do is, once they receive, then the units become automatically available to be sold. It's not like this that Amazon works. When they receive the goods, the first thing they do is counting. That takes a few days. The second thing they do is they spread it to the rest of like several logistic platforms, and only then do they start to have it available for to release it for sale to the general public. So the time was the delivery time, but from the time you ship it to the time it becomes available, it's not just the transport time that you need to be counting on, but also the time that takes Amazon to do their own accounting and their own internal shipments. So that you need to forecast in your timing in order not to be out of stock. If you start selling and you need to refurnish your inventory, you better have that in mind. Mm-hmm. So yeah, concerning that, there's been several sales there in Germany, and yeah, if let's assume that you have like 50-60 units of inventory, and one day you wake up and you had like 6 or 7 or 10 sales in just one day. You kind of panic if it takes for you 1.5 months to refurnish that inventory into sending back a new batch. So it is as bad not selling as not being able to deliver, like selling too much, because sales are faster than the production time that you are running. There's actually, I was thinking there's 2 solutions to make it quicker when you are running out of stock. Number one is have already a batch in advance in a logistic platform in between you and Amazon, like an in-between link that have a warehouse that will keep a certain amount of stock. That's one option. And the other option is what would be the other option? Send more inventory. So the more inventory you have, the more time you have to see it coming, see the end of it coming. So that's also an option. But I understand it's more costly because then you need to make an input of more cash in order to have more inventory. So it's a more expensive option. Cheapest option, have an in-between link with a small batch just in advance, I would say, or maybe both. But when you have limited resources, it's difficult to increase inventory in any case. So yeah, it all finishes with investing more cash, I guess. Third thing, so we're working on the artwork for the packaging for the US, and I still need to buy a barcode for that product. So I have the barcode for the US for the European one, and while the designer is working on the artwork for the box, I still need to deliver on the barcode. So I hope I have that covered for next week. So that's the third thing. Sales have been well. Some days were 6 units, some days were like none, most of them. Some days were 1. So it's still the beginning for Germany. As long as there's no big inventory there, I'm really not going to stress if sales are not flying, because I stress more if things start rolling, but there's not enough inventory, and there's a high risk of running out of stock. So let's see if by next week the German batch of 243 units is accounted for in the inventory, and I can leave a little bit Germany work on its own, while I'll focus on the US and hopefully in the UK, if I get the VAT number that I'm still waiting for, to begin with the UK to send to ship units there. So let's see how it goes on the next week. We always know how it begins, but we never know when it ends.